Hey everyone, welcome to a special video update here on the KE report. We are getting an update from Eskay Mining, traded on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol ESK, as well as on the OTCQX under the symbol ESKYF. I am chatting with John DeDecker, Vice President of Exploration over at Eskay Mining. And we are doing a special video update here as we're going to dive into the recent set of drill results that the company released back on February 19th. Now, these drill results come from the TV deposit and the Jeff deposit on the consolidated Eskay project in the Golden Triangle. I am initially sharing my screen here with the press release. We can see the headline numbers here of high grade as well as some very long widths. So the headline data number being just over 10 grams per ton gold equivalent over 12 meters. This is within 4 grams per ton gold equivalent over 117 meters. And that is also within the much longer intercept of 2.35 grams per ton gold equivalent over 238 meters. Another hole also hit the high grade 14.44 grams per ton gold equivalent over 9 meters, a little over 9 meters. And the much larger intercept being 2.96 grams per ton gold equivalent over 81 meters. Now, I will post a link to this full news release below, but John, I'm going to give you the ability here to share your screen and share some of the key cross sections and images that you have for us. John, I will stop sharing my screen now, but just give us a quick little update, I guess, in terms of these drill results from the TV and Jeff zone. What are they telling you? These are very good results.
Well, the drill results are telling us that we've got quite a substantial VMS system. We've confirmed, especially at TV, that we're on a synvolcanic feeder structure and that we have at least 3 mineralized horizons here. You look at this SkyTim survey map I'm showing right here and zooming in on TV. We have our lower massive sulfide horizon. This is represented here by TV 2157 from one of our earlier press releases. The bulk of these really big intercepts, though, Corey, have been coming from this stockwork zone right here, where we've encountered significant thicknesses of 50 to 90 meter true thicknesses of sulfide stockwork with silver and gold mineralization, and that it continues along strike at least 250 meters along strike, and it's still open along strike. And we were also able to vector towards this upper massive sulfide horizon that's immediately above this stockwork zone. And that's just TV. We can go up northwards to Jeff. And what we see here is that Jeff is stratigraphically below TV. And then we have 2 additional stacked stockwork zones at Jeff below TV. This opens up the intriguing possibility for more TV-like mineralization up section at Jeff, as well as the potential for more stockwork mineralization down stratigraphic section from TV. One thing I really want to emphasize, though, with TV especially, is that this mineralization, this stockwork zone, outcrops on the surface. So if I go to one of our cross sections that I've made with our latest drill results from the press release, here you can actually see that we're collaring into this very high grade gold and silver mineralization in the stockwork zone. If you look at it going down dip here, if you follow my cursor, we see that we do have a 90 to 50 meter true thickness, and that it's actually open down dip. We look at this map view of TV here from our press release, and what we see is, again, this very large area of red is our stockwork zone right here. And this is actually open along strike to the north as well as to the south. And then looking at this dip view, I like to show these views because this is showing the true thickness of the stockwork zone right here, as well as the fact, again, it's open to the north and south, and particularly to the north, it seems to be getting thicker, and down dip it's getting thicker as well. So it's very encouraging that we're seeing such a large hydrothermal system with gold silver mineralization, and really all the right hallmarks of alteration with this intense silicification that is characteristic of the proximal zone of the VMS deposit.
So, John, it really sounds like there's still a lot of exploration to do, especially with how open some of that resource is. Where is the highest grade coming from right now? Because there are some high grade intercepts within these longer intervals.
Yeah, the highest grade would be coming from our stockwork zone, or our stringer feeder zone right here. This is where we're getting these really long, 238-meter intercepts. I should point out that's drilling a long strike through the system. We're dealing with true thicknesses of, again, 90 to 50 meters in this stockwork zone. But as we're approaching the very top of the stockwork zone, that's where we're getting those intercepts like we had in TV 2171, where we have 5 kilograms of silver per ton in these rocks. So, intense silicification. A lot of it looks just like what I'm zooming in right here, where we have this very silicified, sulfide-rich mudstone with abundant visible freibergite and pyrargyrite. These are both silver sulfo salts, as well as electrum that's visible as well. So what we're seeing is this is just a very large, broad, thick stockwork zone that is feeding up into this newly discovered upper massive sulfide zone.
So, John, could we go back to that one slide where it shows the TV zone and the Jeff zone? Just a couple of quick questions on that. It sounds like these things are very related to each other. They look close to each other. Is there the potential that you guys can tie together the TV and the Jeff zone? Has there been any drilling in between?
There's been one drill hole that we've done so far between TV and Jeff. This is about 300 meters to the north of TV, and what we've intercepted there was sulfide stockwork mineralization. We have not released assays for this yet, but those will be, a release will be pending, as well as gabbros, both of which suggest we do have another synvolcanic feeder structure up here just to the north of TV. But what the really important thing to understand about VMS deposits is these occur along extensional rift-related faults, along strike from each other, and a hydrothermal system can extend for about 3 kilometers from one vent source. And it sure looks like what we're starting to see at TV and Jeff is that we're dealing with connected VMS systems that are both located along these kind of cross-cutting fault structures right here at both TV and Jeff. And that'll be a big part of our 2022 season, is actually drilling to the north as well as the south of TV, but start to work our way up towards the Jeff deposit during 2022 to see just how far these zones stay mineralized. Because when you look at our SkyTem surveys here, we actually have several of these conductivity anomalies that lie along trend from our upper massive sulfide horizon, as well as some more moderate anomalies associated with the stockwork horizon at TV, as well as additional horizons or targets up here, up section from known mineralization at TV. Actually, this drill hole that we did right here through anomaly number 7 is the one that encountered more sulfide stockwork. So we have every reason to believe that these VMS systems actually continue not only along strike, but continue further up section.
So, John, can you just again reiterate what the actual mineralization is that you guys have isolated here on TV and on Jeff in terms of overall size so far?
So what we're looking at TV right now, we're extending down dip about 250 meters in the stockwork zone. We've got, again, another roughly 250-meter strike length. And then we're dealing with roughly 50 meters to the south that quickly thickens to about 90-meter thickness of this stockwork zone, working up to the north, just to give you some rough ballpark. If you were to make an ellipsoid or something for a volume for this sort of mineralization. And that's not counting our newly discovered upper massive sulfide zone, of which we have 4 drill holes in that. We've only got assays back for 1 of those yet, as well as our lower massive sulfide zone down here. And I think this is actually one of the areas where we're going to open up a lot, because we have a drill hole TV2169 that came back with something like 7 grams per ton over a meter, and is suggesting that we're starting to get into the stockwork zone that feeds this lower sulfide zone. So that's an area that we're definitely going to be drilling in 2022 to start to flesh out whatever sort of feeder we've got for this lower zone. And that's just TV.
Okay, well, there's still a number of holes to be released, because after this February 19th release, total of 56 holes are now in the market, but you did drill a total of 98 holes. So still 42 holes remaining. Where are the focus, or where was the focus of these remaining holes still to be released?
Most of them will be from TV. However, we'll have C10 and vermilion holes. So there'll be 7 drill holes from C10 and 4 from vermilion, and then the remainder will be mostly from TV. I think we still have a couple of Jeff holes pending at the lab as well.
Okay. Now, John, I've gotten a couple of questions come in because a lot of our listeners also follow Skeena Resources and their Eskay project, or Eskay Creek project. Any deleterious elements within these drill results that people need to be aware of?
Not to the extent that the historic mine at Eskay Creek has, but we definitely have what we would call pathfinders in exploration, where we see elevated arsenic, antimony, and mercury. However, that at the highest values, we're talking in 10 parts per million, 20 parts per million mercury, but it's significantly less lower down in this Betty Creek formation stratigraphy. As we work our way up towards that Eskay Creek horizon, we see at our showing Cumberland, you actually do start to get quite a bit more lead and mercury and arsenic and antimony. So it actually may be a function of the history of these VMS systems that they become more enriched in these deleterious elements over time.
So then, John, give us big picture. Then when we look at the TV and Jeff drilling, you guys continue to hit some strong mineralization, some high grade. Sounds like both are still open broadly in many directions. What's possible here? Not just on the Eskay, or on the consolidated Eskay project, but just at TV and Jeff, these deposits.
Well, let's put it in a perspective. Eskay Creek has about a 1 kilometer, 900-meter strike length, where just at TV right now at about a quarter of that strike length. But if we can show that these additional chargeability and conductivity anomalies that we see here are mineralized, then we're getting up into that same sort of footprint as Eskay Creek as far as a strike length goes. And then being able to show that we've got these stacked sulfide systems, I think we could really start to show that we're getting multiple levels of mineralization along a significant strike length.
Okay, John, very good update. Thank you for taking us through these recent drill results. I'm sure I'll be chatting with you and the rest of the team on the back of some more news that is clearly going to be trickling out as those assay labs or assay results get back. If anybody has any follow-up questions, please email me, fleck@kereport.com. I will get those answered for you. And as I mentioned, we'll follow up on the back of some more news. John, thanks again for your time.
Thank you, Corey.